Alright, we're gonna try the camera here in the middle. Let's see what we get. Oops. Give me 1 second. Didn't save that. Change. There we go. Alright, let's try that. So, hi. And as promised, I'm back streaming. Albeit this time on Twitch. I kind of wanted to do it through my YouTube channel because I know Solo has referred other people here and whatnot in times past. That being said, give me a moment here. Just want to check a couple things. And then we'll get started. I'm going to be doing a fresh file run of the game. Yeah, you know, I think I'm going to try just being over in this corner for right now. We'll see how it goes. Well, I know I'm going to have items over here on the left. I know I'm going to have items over here on the right. Center might be the best spot, all things considered. But for right now, for character creator, I can move myself over here. We'll just start there. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm drinking some good old-fashioned H2O right now. I spilled a little bit on my remote. That's always ideal. Oops. I am a clumsy sucker. Alright. All should be good. So we're going to go new game. And kind of the idea behind this is I wanted to give newcomers some tips. I've completed this game once through on my own terms. The best thing about this game is whether you're using the ashes, the fallen ashes summons or not, the game can be approached in many different ways, multiple different ways. I'll even go through ways to get around the first two bosses if you really want and go to the next area. It's just really cool how they made this game in such a way that you can go at your own pace, you can come back and fight the bosses when you're ready for them, and you can even over level and just spank them into the ground. But for starters, the starting class is pretty important. My first run, and I think it's one of the more balanced classes, is a samurai, because you have your bow and you also start with a katana, and unless you know where to find the katana and you have a dexterity based build to begin with, you can kind of struggle in the beginning, I would say, because most of the broadswords, most of the longswords, and other weapons that you're going to use that are larger in scale tend to have better stagger mechanics for them. They don't really cause bleed or any other effects, and they do great chunk damage, don't get me wrong, and that stagger is key on a lot of bosses. But with a dex-based build with a katana, your stagger is not near as easy to achieve, but you're building up invisibly stacks of basically rending or blood loss, and when those stacks pop, when you build up enough on that invisible bar for them to pop, you do a large chunk of health. I mean, some enemies lose anywhere from about a quarter to a half their health bar, depending on what level you are. So it's this class for sure is one of the best or better starting classes if you're going to choose a character. Um, Prisoner, Confessor, obviously, and Prophet, Astrologer are more magic based. So it's more patience and just knowing your spells and knowing how to level up your spells. The Bandit, out of all the melee classes, is going to be the tougher challenge. Not a whole lot of armor. You're more counting on being able to parry and move out of the way of enemy attacks while doing some small damage until you can get your dex up to wield other weapons like the katana or daggers or claws or whatever you're going for in your build that way. And the hero, Vagabond, they're the ones I'm talking about with the high stagger weapons. So if you like two-handing and or dual wielding weapons that are going to stagger and do chunk damage, they're a good bet for you to start with. And then the warrior seemed to me like they've got the falchion, which is another really good weapon, but they're also kind of a cross between the bandit and then your samurai, because I think the falchions do have blood loss, but I'm not sure. That's the class I'm picking today. I haven't played it yet, or haven't played it as a starter class yet, and it looked like a lot of fun. So that's the route I'm going to go. But if you're brand new to the game, again, I'll suggest you use the samurai and just see how you go. We'll go female. So okay, so you're starting dual wield, which is something really cool I enjoy about Elden Ring. Let's call her Avarice. Nothing too special. I definitely don't want that voice. Reasons. It gets really annoying really, really fast. So we're going to not do that. Keepsake. So something that you can take. You could start with a Crimson Amber Medallion, which is going to raise your HP passively. Other medallions can be found across the land. I think even this one somewhere. But this is one good way, like if you, as a new player, need a little extra health or something to get you going, that's not a bad one to start. The lands between ruins are XP, so if you want to put a couple levels on you ahead of time, or you need levels to pay for equipment upgrades early on in the game, good start there. Golden Seed is going to increase how many healing flasks you have. The Fanged Imp Ashes, which is an Ash of War, it's a summon. So you would start with these guys and have a summon in battle. Your Cracked Pots, these can be used in the crafting menu to construct bombs and fire pots and things of that nature. Stone Sword Keys, now these are kind of cool. Stone Sword Keys allow you access to areas of the game where you have to pay with these Stone Sword Keys as a currency or a way of taking away a fog gate to access an otherwise inaccessible portion of the game, and they hold secrets and gear and oftentimes tougher boss challenges. The Bewitching Branch, I don't really use a whole lot, to be quite frank with you. It's kind of a weird, stupid gift. There's really not much wonder about that. The Boiled Prawn, boosts physical damage, negation, so you eat it and you've got some resistance to physical blows. Excuse me. And then the last one is this crazed likeness of a noble whose eyes have been gouged out. Attracts enemy aggression. So this one is basically giving yourself a small challenge mode. By not being able to use the stealth mechanic, you kind of have an easier time aggroing enemies. For me, my typical go-to is the Stone Sword Key or Golden Seed. And for this one, I think I'm going to start with a Golden Seed just so I have an extra flask, because I don't really know what to expect here. We'll go pale. What the heck. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here for my starting character, and we're going to get in the game. No need to delay. Usually, character creator's the first boss, so we made it past that. Boss defeated. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this cutscene, so we can just get right in the game, because I've seen it a billion times at least. So here we have our falchions. You have to take this little wizened tarnished finger here. Let's see. I think I am really quick going to move the display back to the center here. Okay. Because most everything I'm going to be doing requires a triangle push, and I don't need to see that. So. This way, when things open up over here and over here, I can see my inventory and stuff. So this first part is scripted, as with most Souls games, Soulsborne games, whatever you want to consider them. There is this boss that's going to jump out in front of you and inevitably kill you, unless you're just one of those people that enjoys a good fight in any way, shape, or form. You still have to die to progress to the opening area. So, as soon as I see his health bar pop up, we're going to use the speed running strats. And we're just going to be like, yeah, no, I don't even want to fight you. Let's just get the game going. Oh no, I died. It's one of those things you get used to in the game. So, got my Crimson and Cerulean flasks. I am going to go through the tutorial zone really quick, just because there's a few things I like to point out for new players. So, first thing is, I can dual wield or I can two-hand. And depending on what you're doing, you're going to get a damage boost either way. The interesting thing is you have an R1 button up here that allows you to attack with your normal falchion, but if you want to do your dual wield attack, you tap the L1 bumper here, and you see that there's a completely different attack moveset for that, where you're using both weapons. So a lot of people don't know that right off the get-go. Also, every enemy you won't see it, but they have an invisible stagger meter somewhere, like in Sekiro. Although Sekiro's were obviously visible, but there's some other things you can do in Elden Ring that you couldn't in other Souls games, like jump attack. We'll use the two weapon attack here, just to highlight that move set. This zone's usually not too bad. It's pretty predictable. Oh no, you're getting shot at. It's better to run, take cover. That's for your horse later. Nothing you can really do with it now. When you get to a shield guy, though, this is where you want to swap over to your two-handed option. Because sometimes you can actually break their guard by coming down like that. There's that invisible stagger meter I was talking about. And now he's opened up for a quick attack. Anytime you hear that shink noise, that really loud noise, that's indicating a stagger. Out of all the Soul series, I own them, but I'm not very, and I haven't been very good at the other games. I'm still doing better, but right now I'm in Blighttown on the remaster of Dark Souls 1, and this really is my first Souls game where I completed it end to end and took on the secret bosses and all that stuff, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It kind of got its hook in me more than the other games, just because of the amount of freedom and the less linearity, which I get a lot of purists miss that. They miss basically getting good and trying to learn the boss fight to get to the next area or the next zone. The thing about this game that I think highlights the creativity and of the open world is that when you die, oftentimes you feel like, oh, yeah, that was totally my fault. I chose to go in here and make these decisions, and because of that, I'm paying the price right now. So, okay, and I think we have a shield. Yes, we do. So we need a shield for this next part. The first boss is kind of the easiest. So what it's saying is raise your shield, let this guy hit you, and then you get a riposte attack. Once you do, he will be staggered, and there's your first tutorial boss down. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You just hold your shield. After he contacts your shield, you'll hit R2 for a follow-up or riposte attack, and then that staggers him. Some enemies are more susceptible than that than others. But nonetheless, that's the tutorial zone complete, and we'll go ahead and get on with the game. And I'll rest, get some health points back. We can't level up or anything yet, but I'm going to add a charge to the flask because I have that golden seed. Alright. So the other thing that you need is Sacred Tears, and those give your flask the +1, +2, +3 buffs. And all that does is when you drink a flask, they're more potent in healing than your initial flask. And I'll show you where to get one of the first tiers here in a moment. But we'll kind of do this opening zone and see how it goes. But yeah, this character starts with just kind of the dinky wooden shield, and or you can dual wield your falchions. Alright, let's go talk to this guy. Hey, buddy. What you got?
Oh, yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Unfortunately, without guy, you are fake. Luckily, are you familiar? You may also that. It will leave, even if it.
Now, Mr. Horseman, I'm not going to play with at all right now. I have no desire to. But if you're really up for it and you want a challenging boss fight where you can go down in a couple hits at this level in the game, go for it. This is not particularly my level of enjoyment this early in the game. We will do some challenging things though. We're going to go check out a crypt. There's some rune fragments. We will go say hi to Santa Claus over here. I know it's past the holidays, but it's always nice to say hi to Santa. And we've got some runes thanks to the tutorial zone, which runes are your souls basically in this game. The first thing you really want to buy after that is, well, two things you want to come over here for. First off, you want to get the smithing stone because that helps improve your weapons. The second thing you want to get,
and I can also see that you're not up. Then why not? I am Carly.
Is as early as possible. The crafting kit is pretty darn important, so get that. And
Goodbye. Nice to do business.
now we'll be able to do some item crafting. There's a map. So yeah, you'll see we have item crafting on the list, and we've got a few small recipes, fire pots, things like that. So if we had that cracked pot, we could potentially end up making a fire pot or something to throw at enemies. There's also nothing stopping you from killing any of the vendors as well. If you really don't like them, or you've gotten everything you think you need from them, have at it. I don't know that there's really repercussions in the game other than you go back there and they're not there anymore. Okay. We'll say hi to these guys. Do a little sneaking. Missed him. Right. So we'll sneak up on this buddy. Give him a once over. Yeah, and that's another cool thing I like about this game is if you vanquish a group of enemies, as it was just saying, it replenishes some of your health flasks, so you can just kind of keep questing. It helps keep you going, rewards you for hacking down a bunch of enemy groups and whatnot. Now this catacomb is gets a bit fun. There's some gargoyles in here that I really am not super fond of because they inflict bleed. So we're gonna get our shield out here. Yep. And true to form, there's always one waiting around the corner that you can't see. So that. Alright, we're gonna go running through here. Okay, so there's a stake of America right here. The Grave Glowwort, important if you're using ashes. That's what helps you level them up. And here's a summoning pool for if you are doing multiplayer with a friend. Now these gates are unopenable. They require some sort of lever in all these sub-dungeons to be able to get those big doors open. This guy's gonna say hi to me. I'm gonna say hi to him. Politely. Taking a little bit of damage there. Grab some Grave Violet too, because that's... You can only get that in these tombs as well. There's this guy up here. Yeah, they get kind of crazy. So I'll show you how to deal with this in a minute. Wait for the timing to start here and go. And that flame kind of fades away. But don't go too far. Alright, we're gonna go. And to get this thing to shut up, you just lightly give it a little light whack. And we'll get our little communicator mask, which I think is kind of hilarious. Item that they added into the game. That timing is tight, so if you don't get it the first try, don't beat yourself up over it. We're gonna go in here against my better judgment because I'd be dumb. And you can see there's already guys waiting in ambush, waiting for us to go get that item. Hopefully we don't die. But there's one right here. And here comes the welcoming committee. go up here. And it's kind of a nifty little trick. Woo. Oh, they got me. Ah, they got me. Okay, I haven't tried that before, so that's kind of fun. Well, my idea is to basically bait them into that tunnel and let them get ripped over or worked over by the flames. So that's kind of the idea. It did not go according to plan. I don't know if that was evident or not, but we tried. Bro. Bro. Chill out. So this is that bleed effect there, the rend effect. That's what I'm talking about, that a lot of the dexterity-based weapons have. You won't be able to see that building up on an enemy, but you have the potential to with consecutive hits, so always keep that in mind. Alright, that one's still disabled. This one we're gonna run. Yeah, we missed it. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it live. Let's do it again. We're gonna go run down here. Don't have much armor, so I can't really take a shot that way. Also, I have not leveled up yet. There are a couple of sites of grace where that is possible. However, I haven't gone that far ahead yet, so you have to meet Melka. I think her name is something along those lines. Oh, smithing stone. What might if I do? All right, we'll pick up our other runes that we barely had. Close, and go. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna run. So I most likely aggro them. Did I? I didn't. You learn something new every day, I guess. Alright, he's down. That guy ambushed me. Where did you come from? Okay, that was a little close for comfort. Nonetheless, some more glowwork and some smoldering butterflies. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Alright. So now up the ladder. Yeah, this is where I was saying that health medallion is pretty important. Okay. So they are dead. There's this guy. And his buddy. we got some ashes. So our next move is to go down here. Buddy is waiting in the shadows. Or so he thought. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a tug. Well, that's great. You target things. Alright, there we go. Okay, so with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and run back to our bonfire real quick, our site of grace, and we're going to rest here just so I can get the flask back, because the next part is a boss fight, and I want to make sure I have a little bit. In fact, I want to reallocate some things real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go into flasks. I'm going to allocate the flask charges, and I really am not using magic at this point in time, so we're going to take all 5 into health. That's kind of the cool thing, is as you add flasks, you can distribute between how many magic flasks and how many health flasks you have, based on what you're trying to do with your character. Alright, down we go into the catacombs. And if I recall, this guy's kind of an asshole. Yeah, he's an asshole. Big asshole. My gosh. Yeah. Yep. That's death. Let's go back after him. So, it might be a hot minute since I played this game. Moreover, I'm not used to having somebody so lightly armored, so yeah, it's making things a little more interesting. Alright, bad kitty. Three. 2, 3. Here comes that delayed sword attack. God, it's fast. Okay. 2, 3. Interesting. I'm going to say sometimes he likes to do that about 3 in a row. Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Woo! Dick. Here comes the ground pound. 2, 3. God! The delay on that. Fire. I got greedy. We were close. Alright, we'll try this again. Darn cat. There are definitely worse fights than him. Like, there's him and a mage cat that I really don't enjoy. Okay. Get our experience back. Here he comes with his sword. Bam. Okay. Yeah, usually you can get about 2 or 3 hits in on him, depending on what attack you just did. I was hoping to roll through it. Dude. Or okay. Usually he doesn't do 4. Interesting. It must be because I had him over halfway. Their movesets change depending on how much HP sometimes. I ain't as scared of this dude, though. Stupid cat. It says he's a watchdog, but I highly disagree with the design choice on this one. Or he just goes back into the attack pattern. Maybe that's what was going on. Bro! Dude, that AoE splash is just gnarly. Wow. Okay. Do it again. We'll go two-handed on this one. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Fire, fire, fire. Okay, and Stop, you asshole. Alright, that's the one I'm waiting for. Fire. It must have been HP based. Shit! Timing was just that. A little bit off. Come on, prick. Dude. Nah. There we go. All that for smashes. Screw that guy. Just saying. Before I head out. But he pays off in runes, so we'll take the runes. At least at this low level it does. Okay. Well, with that being done, we'll run back to old Sandy Claus here. We'll hit up that side of Grace, just so we have a checkpoint, and we're going to push forward. Because having our horse and a bunch of other things is very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright. So there was a stagger noise there. I could have hit him with a finisher if I really wanted to. We'll go fight the other boss here on the way over. These guys are good for some bonus experience. Wow, he's really intent on that fire. checkpointed here now. Hey, there's a crackpot down here. Alright. Another doggo right here. Yep. Alright. Let's go fight this boss. A little greedy here. There we go. I was kind of by the skin of our teeth, but we got him. Whew. All right. Doesn't matter. Those guys are all respawned, so we'll just rest here, get some flasks and health back. Now we got a good charge of runes right now going. Give us a couple levels. Yeah, if you're feeling intrepid to do those guys right off the get, by all means go ahead and do it. If not, and you're a beginner, you can always grind on these lower guys and get some ruins so you can get some levels. But you have two options for this next part, and that's also including getting your steed. And that's, you can go to the side of grace that's just up here on the left-hand side that my character's pointing at right now. That side of grace is heads into Stormvale Keep, and you'll encounter Melania there, and she'll give you your steed and the ability to level up. Alternatively, you could not take that path, and this is the route I'm going to go for right now, because I'm going to go show you guys where to get the Sacred Tier for your first flask upgrade. And also, I believe that's where we get our mystical physique built flask, which is awesome too. I don't want to make too much of a commotion here because there is a big guy on the side of the road I really don't want to tussle with right now. really hate shield guys in any game that they're in. I know there's an easier way to get them. I'll show that here in a minute. But I was trying to get the other essential item, which is over here. There it is. Okay, so in between these tents, there's the big guy you don't want to tussle with. There's this kind of this root celery area, and this knife right here allows you to grant your armaments new Ashes of War. So the Ashes of War are special moves. So if I have just a single falchion equipped, for example, or I'm dual wielding it, this move right here uses some of my blue bar. That's an Ash of War. Oh, so I got his attention. Alright, so we're gonna book it over here. I mean, we could try fighting him. I've got a safety. Come on, buddy. He's a little harder than the other shield guys. But the general strategy is you can lock on and then get kind of close. Really not working out. And you should be able to just circle behind him. Just have to watch his moveset. But that move right there, anytime he thrusts forward, you can always get a guaranteed backstab on him. Moves like that, or the shield bash, typically not. But you have to keep your distance fairly close. Yeah, we're doomed now. Yep, I fucked up. The minute you get too far away from that guy, he's going to take advantage of it because he's got the reach and he's going to impale the crap out of you, which is exactly what happened to me there. Fortunately, there's that side of grace. We're just going to go run back and get our experience. So, yeah, so your options are, you can go up the road and hit the side of grace closest to Stormveil Keep's entrance there, or the cliffs to Stormveil Keep. Or you can come down to this guy, and it'll give you the same cutscene. This one leads away from all that. And then I'm going to show you guys where to get your Sacred Tears. Yeah. So, no matter what, this cutscene triggers on one of these two checkpoints. And we're going to skip because we've seen it before. Alright.
Have you heard of they serve but you?
Yeah,
I can
shut your
turning
face.
to you need go to the foot of the earth.
Lady.
Then it's settled. Summon me. Ah, I bequeath.
Alright.
Use it. It will some torrent. Treat him with.
Alright, so
Shall I turn? Let my hand share them with me.
we're going to.
Your ambition.
So runes needed are 700. We've got plenty to work with. So we're gonna put some into health. Our class is mostly dex based, so we want to focus on that in a little bit of strength. Strength and intelligence. Because I'm kind of thinking I want to get Moonveil for this character. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. So now we're level 13. Makes us a little hardier. Now we're going to equip into my shortcut over here. One of my pouches. Yeah, we can put that Flame Drake Talisman on here. No. I usually like Torrent. There. Alright, so now when I hold triangle, put that. Alright.
Oi!
Oi!
You there? Could you help us out, Cully? You? Yeah, you there? Stop pretending you can't see me. What'd you go and do that Oh, yes. I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just... Thank you. I was pushed and I ended up as a tree. Oh, when they... And so this is... I hope... Or I could... Then I... Right. I'm... Right. I'm frightened.
Yeah, it's another side quest. Now, it being night, there's a dude I really don't want to tango with right now. They only come out at night, too. It's kind of a cool thing. That they're kind of like ring raids. The way they look. Oh my. I made the locals angry. I'm about to make him very angry. We need to get out of here, like, right now. Alright. Let's head out this way. Oh, hey! Alright, now we need to really get out of here. Whoops! Okay, so we're heading down this way. We're just gonna follow the road until you get out of this zone. It may seem like... Okay. I missed it. Go back this way. We're not high enough level for that Everjail yet. Okay. Alright, so I definitely forgot something back here, which was pretty important. Okay, so let's go here. Sorry, I forgot a map piece. That would really help. So we need to go get that map piece. This. Okay, so over here. Oops. We need a D map. Those stones have maps. Okay. So where we want to go is up this way. Over. Yeah, I think it's over this direction. Okay. And we're off. Still have to get past the old gate guardian there. Don't mind me. Oh bad, oh bad, oh bad, oh bad. Very bad. Oh, no kidding. It took him like 30 seconds for me to figure out that I'm dead. Yeah, we're gonna go side of grace. Just not having good luck right now, I guess. Sorry, guys. There we go. Now it's daytime. Less bullshit to put up with. To be fair, I picked the fight, but... Alright, let's roll over here. these a-holes. We're gonna get some runes back. Okay. So now we don't want to go necessarily that way. Ah. Oh. Oof. Oof. Well, that was not good at all. We don't want to be here yet. Alright, I'll take you on. Nope. Not a good idea, Dan. Not a good idea at all. What were you thinking, dude? Alright. Okay, so there is a road leading toward that bigger tree off in the distance there, and that's where we're kind of going. Is there's a temple off to the east there that we want to get to. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that marker off. We don't need it. We're heading the right direction now. So I'm gonna head this direction. Just follow the road. There will be a giant outside this particular shrine if it's the right one. There's also this guy, which we get to talk to.
Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kennyphite, servant to the true order and celebrating repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree. You've come to well, fed. No, despite
All right, crap bag.
untarnished, I want you to unite.
Okay. So he gives us this quest. Now, there's a couple really key things about why I'm going here. There's some good things and kind of a risky but well-intentioned type strategy that you can use if you want. So here's our giant. Giants are kind of scary at first, looking at them. But if you charge up your R2 attack, and don't get slammed, like I just did. Work on one leg at a time. Stop being an idiot like me. I'm just standing here. Man, they really don't have a whole lot of... This is where your stagger weapons really come in handy here, if you have one. Oh, foe, dude. Yep. No, I think we're gonna die. We're gonna run. I'll come back for him in a minute. He's worth a lot of runes, though. And that's not the strategy I'm talking about. So here at any of the churches, you can get your sacred tears, which makes sense. It's pretty intuitive. That's going to increase the overall potency of your spell or your potions. Now we don't have enough to level up yet. Okay. So grab one of these. Oh, that's our Wondrous Flask of Physic. And it came with a medallion. Now the medallion allows you to change the behavior of it. But at the base of these statues is the sacred tears, and they look like that. So, first off, let's go ahead and apply our sacred tear to our flask. And that's going to increase the potency of the mana replenishment and the health replenishment. We don't have enough seeds to do that, so we're not going to worry about it. But the Wondrous Mix of Physique, so this is an extra special flask that with these medallions you'll pick up throughout the game. You can change the behavior of how the flask is. So some give you shields, some give you both health and mana replenishment at half the capacity and things like that. It's only one use per rest, but it changes the behavior and gives you one extra little tool in your toolbox. So getting this as early as possible is a really good idea. We'll go fight that giant again just because I'm a little bitter right now about it. So we're gonna go hit him in the leg. There you go. So you want to two-hand it. That was my mistake, my first mistake. And then you can come up here and stab him in the eye. The important thing is to stagger him as much as possible. And just watch out for his attacks. If he lunges forward at you like that, that's pretty opportune. Because now you can trigger that again. Work your way back up to the front. Stab him in the eye. Take another large chunk of health away from him. And now we gotta watch for the sword. This is where things get a little more daring. Because the sword can wreck your day. There we go. Invincibility frames there as he's getting back up. That's some crap. And down he goes. And he replenished my flask all the way up to full. It was also worth a decent amount of runes, so let's see, how many runes do I have? Yeah, that's enough for another level, so we'll go grab another level. I'd like to get a bit more health. And then I'll show you where we can go next. And this is something that they mentioned on the internet that's a really good grind spot just for leveling up. If you just want to level up, and you know there are people out there that want to have an easier time with things. So if that's your playstyle and you're not up for a lot of the super duper challenging things, and you want to be able to take a hit, you want to be able to play this somewhat normally, I guess you could say, and not to the extent of a hardcore Dark Souls person, you come around to the back side of this temple. We're going to run over here. And hidden in the bushes is this portal over here. You can see some of the magical energy coming to it. We're going to take that portal right now. And it's going to put us in a place that doesn't look very nice. It's actually a little bit higher level than what we're accustomed to. But if you open up this door, you're going to find the Bestial Sanctum and another sign of grace. So do all this first. Make sure you come here first. Get your sign of last grace. because this is where it gets kind of risk rewarding.
Forgive me. I've
No.
been to determine if you had. It seems my torrent, whereas there is but one other I can take you gathering place.
All right, I'm not gonna have a choice. I have to go to the round
Very
table
well.
real quick. Sorry,
Let
guys.
my hand.
We'll come back here in a second. Just go. Load. Whee. All right. So now we're in the round table. Yeah. Okay. 1 minute. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade my weapon because I'd like it to do a bit more damage. And I'm gonna stick with the falchion here for a little bit.
You're
Until
in
we
your
get the
face,
katana.
no matter how your arms.
So I'm going to use the smithing stone on this to make it a +1. And then I have 2 more smithing stone ones, so we're going to go ahead and bump this. Oh, it's a scimitar, not a falchion. My bad. So did I give this one... Are they both +1 now by accident? Yeah. That's okay. I should have just held on to the runes, honest, or the stones, honestly. But... not the end of the world. So, as I was saying, before we got sucked away into this place, there is the Bestial Sanctum we were just at. I'm going to come all the way up here. Come all the way back up here. Because we're not going to tussle with this guy. And he's not going to attack us. Unless you attack him, he will not attack you. He's just chilling out doing things, and I don't suggest doing it for quite a while. So, from most of the YouTubers that I've watched, or videos talking about this game, ad hoc, my first playthrough, they were saying that you can come down here, and there are these little guys, you can kind of see them off in the distance here, and I've got one targeted. But you can grind these guys. Just come out here and grind them. You just have to make sure that they're not in too close a proximity to one another, because they do hurt. But you can down these little dudes. They really don't put up too much of a fight. And when we kill him, watch the runes. We're getting 1,000 runes per kill right now. So if you want to farm XP and get yourself buffed up for what's coming in Stormveil Keep, this is one really good way to just kind of come out here, try to find a few of these guys as you can. Again, you gotta watch for patches of them. There is a real danger of them grouping up on you, and you don't want to take on more than one at a time. If you can help it. That's where being the samurai kind of helps a little bit, because as you can see up here, I have, in the upper left-hand corner right now, I have 2 guys that are in kind of close proximity to each other. But I've got this one guy down here who's kind of off on his own. You want to kind of work your way into just picking them off one at a time, and not take on too many at once. So here we go. Oof. And that is the other danger. You've got to keep up the attack. They do a considerable amount of damage to you. But there we go again. Now, they may be tougher enemies. You may die from them. As long as you can ride your horse down here and get your runes back, you can continue stacking up XP. But you have to make sure you're getting your runes back. And that attack right there is the #1 thing you want to watch out for. So I'm glad that happened. So like I said,
Sweet dude.
The main problem here is these guys are hard. They are going to do a lot of damage, but it's 1,000 runes per kill off these guys. And even if you just kill one or two and you run back, refresh them at a bonfire, you can grind XP here endlessly for a good chunk of time. The other thing to do is to come into this zone here, which is obviously a higher level zone. And if you can make it to the big white dragon that's kind of dead out here in the middle of nowhere, he sits kind of in this area of the map. If you can get to him, it takes an awful long time of just tapping your R1 button to kill him. But that guy is worth, like, I can't remember if it's 100,000 XP or something like that. It is ridiculous. So, again, we're going to ignore him for just a second. We're going to come over here and grab our runes. Make sure you grab your runes every time. Because if they kill you, you'll lose your XP. You know, pick up the runes. I should mention it's probably better to just die in a spot where you can get to him if you can help it. And not in the middle of a bunch of guys. You do, boom. Now watch. Another 1,000 XP. You're well on your way to a couple levels. You can rush back to the church and put on a couple more. So, I only wanted to do this a little bit just to emphasize a way for people to actually play the game and have a fair shot at things. Because some people, oh gosh, I don't know why he aggroed. Usually he doesn't aggro. That's interesting. That's a first. Usually you have to attack him for him to attack you. I have no idea why he aggroed. Huh. It must have known what I was up to. It's just karma. Oh, man. Now I really gotta get this. Alright, let's get on the horse. Let's not screw around. He didn't do that before. Oh, man. I wonder if they patched this. Okay. So that's new. We're gonna run past him. Forget I said anything. Maybe don't go running back up the stairs after you've been killing these guys. Maybe you want to go back to a bonfire elsewhere. Just saying. That's bad. Okay, so that's news. But yeah, now I've got enough for at least a couple levels here, so we can put some more in dexterity. Endurance will add some to my stamina. Oops. Yep, and we'll level up to 16. But essentially, that's a really good way of doing things. If you're not in combat and you're out there on the field, obviously, as we just learned, trying to run back up to this place is not going to be a good idea. You can always choose one of the sites of grace you've been before. So, the other question is, how do I avoid the first two bosses of the game and go elsewhere if I want to go experience other places and go have some fun? I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're gonna take this shortcut. That's the wonderful thing about this game, is it is so versatile. You're never really truly stuck in one spot like you were in the Souls games, but death, unfortunately, still is a thing as it goes. Alright, so in order to do this, I need to... Okay, we need to actually go up past the entry to Stormvale Cave. Now this can get a little hairy because you got a giant you got to deal with. They're not the most fun things in the world to fight. And then there's like a horde of guys there, so kind of the best thing to do is see if you can draw him out first. So we'll go ahead and activate this one. I don't think I have yet. Okay. So there he is, waiting in ambush. And you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to go up to Stormvale Castle. And then Buddy jumps down like a schmo. And we're getting fired at from all angles. So the idea here is to try and draw him out. If you are a samurai class, this is a lot easier because you have the bow and you can use the bow to aggro him a little bit easier. But tentatively, you can bring him through this gate here, and now you don't got to worry about any missiles coming at you. Use your charge up R2 attack in between stomping and slamming and throwing a tantrum. And, oh, I missed that. Also, I'm not doing it two-handed, so he's not staggering as easily. Alright. Hit him in the butt. By accident. We want a leg. That's our main target should be a leg. Two. Oh, and a slam. Good slam. See if we don't. Luckily we were on the tail end of that. Or we weren't. Not bad. That was not bad. Big mistakes I made there. Not two-handing my weapon. And, yeah. From there, it just got progressively worse. Alright, so shields up. We'll run back to the gate here. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. I know you want a piece. Very cranky young man. So my thought process here is he's being an asshole. That's basically all I know. Okay, there we go. There's a stagger. So that was charging up my R2 and holding it down. You have to land 2 hits on the same leg. It's kind of a pain in the butt. And now the sword comes out. Maybe more than 2 hits. Oh, the sword's coming forward. Yeah, that is one you do not want to be in. You're gonna help it. Oh, brother. Man. I would venture a guess and say that this giant's just a teensy bit harder than the one that was outside the temple a minute ago. Or at least he hits a little bit harder. It's a teensy weensy. Itty bitty little bit. Well, alternate option number 2 is screw you, buddy. I'm coming through. And we'll do it this way. And you can put your horn away. Thank you. Have a nice day. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. Here's another Erd seed. Make sure to pick this up, or golden seed. And that will increase your flask capacity, the number of flasks you have in the game for healing. And I think they kind of stack, so the first one is 1. The next one's going to be 2 golden seeds, 3, 4, so on and so forth. There's our stone sword key, that's important. Oh, we got a wolf. I'm going to just activate this grace. Be sure to talk to this gal. She's important for later on. Very important. This gal will later on appear at the round table hold after you've interacted with her. And she is the one that upgrades your Ashes of War summons.
It's scary. I want to know nothing. Oh, I know. Can you take...
And you have to keep talking until she gives you this spirit.
It was tell them I love and finally get.
Now, the only way for her to get there is you have to go through Stormveil Keep, and you have to go through all the castle. There's just no way around that, unfortunately. But now we're at the crossroads here, so we're going to go over here, rest a minute. Okay, so we're going to head up the road. Now this road has kind of a fork to it, you'll notice. So if we keep going up the road where all the soldiers are walking, all that good stuff, we can fight through them. And the road ends up heading to the initial first portions of the keep here. Or you can take the fork that kind of splits off back to this way. And you'll see we're going underneath kind of a large bridge structure. That's what you want. And now you're going to see that, oh hey, there's this kind of road to nowhere with the Finger Maiden over here that'll sell you some baubles and shit. So we'll go to the end here. Now what too many people do not know, get a recipe, is there's this path off to the left, kind of around the castle. So if you head this direction, oh, I'm trying to double check my thoughts here. Oh, no, we just go toward the end of this bridge. Okay, it's easier than I thought. I thought it was kind of a network of channels that go through, but no. It looks like this kind of goes off into nothingness. Really, it's just a ruin. So you come down over here, you'll see, oh, there's an Ash of War down here we can get. So that's a new skill we could potentially learn. That's Stormwall skill. And you come back, you do a little doubling back here, and there's kind of this little nook. You come through this area. So you can ride clear through here. And this took me a little while to find. It's not one of those things that's easily discovered. Past all these squirrel guys. But you come over here. Keep rolling around. If you want to fight some wolves, fight some wolves. If you want to run past some wolves, run past some wolves. For the sake of what I'm trying to show, we're just going to run past them. And voila, right here, this sign of grace, you're on the other side of Stormvale Keep. This is exactly where the boss fight dumps you out at the end of the second boss. So now you've got all this area up north here to explore at your own beck and call. And you didn't have to go through any bosses. You didn't have to do anything else. You can now continue on with the game in another zone and go try exploring elsewhere and just screw around, get more XP. And there are lots of places in this game that do that. The developers intentionally made it so that you have a bit more freedom than you did in Dark Souls to just go around a boss and not have to be stuck there forever trying to beat one. If you want to level up a bunch and do all sorts of crap, go do it and then come back and kick the boss's ass. I mean, if that's the way you want to play. No judgments. Like I said, this was the first Souls game I beat myself, but I was an Ash of War person. I used my ashes even on Elden Beast, and for as little help as it actually gave me on Elden Beast, I beat the game. And it was a lot of fun. Did I die a lot? Yeah. Were some of the bosses actually fairly challenging? Yeah. But I kind of felt like Metroid, where you would just hit a boss and it would kind of wall you for a little bit on how to get past them. And then eventually you just got better. Okay, so we got another thingy here. Let's look at our flasks. Oh, hey, actually we can add another charge. So flasks go one golden seed, one golden seed, and now it's gonna kind of Fibonacci from there. So it's gonna be like 2 golden seeds and 3 golden seeds, and go up from there. And we got another sacred tier, which means now, if we look at our inventory equipment screen here, we have Flask of Crimson Tears +2, which means it's got the upgrade of 2 potency, and now we have 6 of those flasks. Because I'm not using magic quite yet, I'm not divvying anything into my magic flasks at all. So, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of like the first zone, the first area. If you don't want to do what they're calling the world dungeons, which is the keep right away, this is another way just to carry on with the game and go into a new zone and have fun. The next world dungeon is literally that big city way off in the distance there. So anything to the side, anything you're looking at literally from this point forward, you can go venture to and explore and have a good time. So I hope that a lot of what I've shown in this brief stream of kind of tutorializing things has helped. Obviously, don't take the dervish or the warrior class. That was just my preference. I hadn't messed around with one quite yet. But do take a samurai class or take the vagabond, the knight. Those two are pretty good. I would say samurai above else because they have more mobility. They're not quite as slow, and you're not relying on stagger weapons. You actually have a weapon like this one here, where you're going to actually be able to stack some bleed on enemies and eventually do a large portion of the enemy's health. So with that, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to be right back. We're going to jump into the new God of War. I'm going to start a new game over. I've played it through once already, just to see if it was kind of worth streaming, and I can say yeah, there was a lot of really cool moments. It kind of carries on that theme of parenthood, so there's some things that might be annoying to some players, but if you're a parent in the room or have had any sort of relationship with a kid, you're probably going to understand why they made some of the decisions they did. But nonetheless, I'm going to take a break. Thanks for tuning in on Elden Ring, and I will be back shortly.